Hello guys, you're welcome back to my channel. My name is Kalista Adumike, a professional makeup artist and a YouTuber based in Lagos, Nigeria. So in today's video, I'll be sharing with you guys a detailed step-by-step makeup tutorial on this my beautiful damsel, guys. You really don't want to miss it. Without further ado, let's jump straight into the video. So guys, we'll be starting off by cleaning her face with the Blossom Micellar water. So we'll have to start on a clean slate, right? So if you're an OG on my channel, I really love this Blossom Micellar water to clean the face of my client or my model. So after this, we'll go straight to Mario Badescu. So I'm hydrating her skin, and it has to be hydrated. For you to have this wonderful makeup, you have to hydrate your skin. After which, I dry up the face and go to this my serum from I think watermelon stuff. I can't figure out the name correctly right now, but that is just to add extra moisture to her skin. Her skin is really at this moment moisturized, and I had to continue with the Embryolisse moisturizer. So I had to add that generously, guys. You know me. If you're really an OG on my channel, you know that I really don't joke when it comes to my skin prep. I take it seriously. So I added enough product on the skin to make sure the skin is properly hydrated so that I can work on it effortlessly. Guys, if you prep your skin very well, you really work on it effortlessly. So after that, I went through to this my primer from grip primer, and this primer, it does really what it says it does. So guys, then I continue making sure that all the part of her face is highly primed apart from under her eyes. You see the way I'm avoiding under her eyes. Then after that, I use the fan to make sure I dry it up. Going to the foundation, I went to Beauty by AD in the shade 15, and that was a perfect shade match. If you really go through my channel very well, you know that I am key on having a perfect foundation match, like it's a thing for me. If it is not a perfect foundation match, I'm going to try harder and harder until I get it right. And this one is the bomb. See that match, guys. See how perfectly. Would you even recognize that there's a foundation on the skin? Can you see for yourself? So guys, the idea and the whole thing about this is just to make sure that you properly blend. You just have to blend. So if you've watched this video to this moment, why haven't you subscribed to my channel, guys? Why have you not subscribed to my channel? Please, if you've not, please, I beg you, subscribe to my channel, like this video, share it as well. So let's continue the makeup, right? That's great. So I went through in contouring her face, but actually this contour wasn't contouring, you see. So I went through with this Superstay foundation in the shade 390, but it was not dark enough to contour her face. So I just went ahead with the makeup process. So going to under eye concealer, I went for Born This Way concealer in the shade Butterscotch. So that was I used under her eyes, and I had to blend that properly as I put it. So I'm using this small brush to take the product and add to the face. So I added some on her forehead, on her T-zone, and also on the chin of her face. Going to my blush, I went for this Tehila blush, baby, and I took that red shade and it just matched her skin tone perfectly well. And one thing I love about the Hila blush is that it blends in effortlessly. Like, it's super good for me, and I'm sure you will like it as well if you try it. That is my take on it anyways. So while I'm waiting for the concealer to tack in a bit, I'm blending this blush in. Now over to the concealer that I've waited for a little while, and I'm blending in. Just watch the way it is just going into the skin like when you are spreading butter on a bread. Girl, it was so amazing, guys. So I'm just blending that concealer into her face, just pushing it. You know, you are highlighting under her eyes, so you don't want the concealer to disappear from her skin. So I just push into her skin a little bit, so that the product is properly placed on her skin. So that was exactly what I did under her eyes. Just push the product into her skin a little bit. It's not like you want the concealer or highlighting under her eyes to disappear. Going into my setting powder, I went for my body Merak Cosmetics. So I used the shade, I think the darkest shade of them. I can't remember the name of the darkest shade, but I used the darkest shade of Merak concealer setting powder to set under her eyes. And guys, I didn't take too much when setting under her eyes, just a little bit. I'm not baking yet, I'm just setting. So a little bit, I pick some, I dust the excess off on my palm, and I apply it on her skin. So going into the powder, after using the setting powder, I usually prefer to use her shade of powder too, so that I properly set under the eye. So I went through with that shade of powder under her eye, the MAC shade dark. Then I decided to use this Melanie 110, the shade 110, all over her face. So the other MAC powder was a bit light. That was why I used it under her eyes. Then I'm going for that Melanie all over her face. Then setting everything up together with this spray from Omari Code, this setting mix. So using my fan to dry it up and make sure everything has stayed peacefully. So now I am baking under her eyes. Yes, I remember nutmeg. So the setting powder is nutmeg, in the shade nutmeg. So I am now baking under her eyes, and look at the way I snatched that nose. That nose was well snatched, guys. And I did the same reverse contour on her chin, and just the way I did for her nose, the bridge of her nose as well. Then that is it for baking her face. Her face is properly baked, and now we are on for the brows. I just wanted a very light brows, in the skin kind of brows. I didn't want something that is so loud. You know, she's a dark skin, so I wanted something that is going with her color. So I used this Davis pencil. Davis pencil is in two forms. This is the newer version of Davis pencil, and I just take a stroke, just a bit of a stroke here and there on her brows to achieve that, that natural shade you get. So this is how sharpened your pencil should be. If you want to achieve a neat work, your pencil should be well sharpened, like neatly sharpened. Then after that, I went straight to highlight her brows. So I used the V Beauty concealer in the shade 108. That's the concealer I use to highlight under her eyes. So guys, I'm just using this brush, this angle brush from Vicabel. It's like 2-in-1 angle brush. The other side is a mascara wand, while the other side is an angle brush. So I decided to highlight under her eyes. When it comes to highlighting under the eyes, you just have to be very careful and watch, like very careful. When it comes to the brows, like I don't even want anybody to come close to me, so that you be very careful. After that, I use this Beauty Line by Didi brush to blend the highlighted parts, and also blend it in with a shade of powder, not a shade of powder, a shade lighter. So I use that MAC in the shade dark. Now going into her eyeshadow, I'm using this all-time eyeshadow primer from, what's the name of the eyeshadow primer again? No, Benign. Yeah, Benign. Clan White from Benign. So I use the eyeshadow primer to prime her eyelid while going into the shade of eyeshadow that my choice is. Then I make sure I blend the eyeshadow primer in very, very well, guys. You just have to blend it in so that by the time you are putting your product, it is not off balance. So I'm using this powder shade as her transition color to create a balance and marry the junction in between her skin and the eyeshadow primer. I know you guys understand what I'm saying. So you can see that it's a seamless blend between her skin and the eyeshadow primer while achieving my transition color as well. So that's exactly what we're here to achieve. And you know, guys, one of the things that you have to be keen on when it comes to makeup is blending. You have to have the time to blend so that you have a neat work. Going to further intensify the transition and the edge of her eyelid, I went into this Blossom African Queen palette, and you see that my brown shade is my always go-to when it comes to this, and it's finished. Just only that one shade in the whole of the concealer is finished. Sorry, the whole of the eyeshadow palette is finished. That's to show you guys that is my always go-to when it comes to creating looks like this. So I went into the main color of the day. So I wanted to achieve that a bit wineish pink kind of eyes. So, and that is how we arrived here. And going through with my pigment, I went with the pigment glue, NYX pigment glue. So I used it on her eye, just a little bit on the eyeshadow that I just did. So the eyeshadow was to serve as my base for the pigment that is coming through. So I use this. So this pigment glue is to intensify the pigment when it comes in. So if you don't want your pigment to be that shouty, you can just go ahead and apply it without the pigment glue. But if you want it to pop just the way you're seeing it popping right here, just add the pigment glue. It gives it that effort to pop out very, very well. So guys, this is what the color of the pigment is. For the pigment, I mixed 4 shades of pigment. I can't even remember what the names are, but guys, I mixed 4 shades of pigment and it came out beautiful. So one thing I'd like to do while working on pigment is that as I go, I clean off the excess pigment fallout so that it does not stick in and become very difficult to come out when the need comes. So I'm intensifying the baking. No, I've cleaned it off because I had to remove the fallout from the pigment. So after that, I intensified the baking with this other setting powder. Oh, I've forgotten the name of this setting powder. But that was what happened. So now I am just blending, making sure that everything is highly blending. And this Tehila glue, no, not me Tehila glue, I mean this gel liner, this black gel liner from Tehila. Wow, it's so nice and it's so creamy. I'm really not a fan of gel liner when it comes to lining the eyes, but with this Tehila I decided to give it a try, and since then I've been glued to that gel liner and it's working beautiful for me. I guess you should try it as well. So guys, making sure that the eyes are properly lined, and this is how it's going. So I can use it for just up and down, a waterline as well. That's why I like it as well. Just like using one stone to kill two birds, instead of having 2 different products for lining, the lash line and the waterline, you can use your gel liner to achieve both. So guys, please, if you've not liked this video, please, I beg you, I really need you guys not to forget after watching the video to like. please like the video, and as well share this video as well, so that the algorithm will push this video to as many people as possible. I really beg you to like this video. Thank you very much. Let's continue the makeup, guys, tutorial. So I use that mascara to clean off or remove the excess product from her lashes. Then I fix the lashes. Then going to her lip, I'm using this Imagic lip palette, taking that brown. I just want to achieve this subtle nude, and she's a brown skin already, so I didn't want the brown I'm using to line her skin to be far away from her skin tone. If not, I would have added a bit of black. But since I don't want it to be far away from her skin tone, I use that particular brown. It's just very, very close to her skin tone. She's a brown skin girl. So I use that. Then using the nude at the middle to create that, that beautiful nude combo. That nude combo lip. And that is what we are getting. So you have to blend. So this lip, the lightning didn't make you guys to see the name of this lipstick. It's from Blossom. I just got it newly, so I decided to try it on this nude. It's also a nude color as well, but it's lighter than the previous one that I use. So it's way lighter than that. So guys, you just have to blend. Going after that, I use this nude gloss from Blossom as well, and this nude gloss was so nice. Like, I just enjoy applying the gloss. I'm a gloss baby anyway, but I really enjoy applying the gloss on her lip, and it was just going so well. So we are almost getting closer to the end of this look, and my model was almost tearing, but trust that wonderful setting powder to do its work very well. So I had to remove the excess setting powder. Just while removing it, I was blending it in, so it's not like removing. Just remove a bit and blend the remaining in very well, and it's just staying into her skin. Then using my fluffy brush to make sure all her face is well blended, all the setting powder is out. The setting powder I used to do her reverse contour was properly out. So I'm using this mascara too to bring out her under eye, the lashes on her under her eyes, so that it will give it that that look. It's always a very good one. She has a lot of it. Yes. So now back to setting the face again, back to our Marigold setting mix, and I set it. So I just want to intensify the blush on her skin, and I use this Silver Mark eyeshadow palette, the red in Silver Mark eyeshadow palette, to just further intensify the blush. The blush was already going away, so I decided to intensify it very, very well, so that it popped a little bit out of her skin. And I really like the way it turned out. It came out so nice. So going into her bronzing, her cheekbone, I decided to go for that Revolution bronzer highlighter, and it was really, really beautiful. It was not really coming out here, but when I used it more on the other chin, it came out better. So guys, it has two highlights, and it's more giving at this other side of the chin. Just apply the highlighter all over her face, her T-zone, and also the bridge of her nose as well. So then I use this wet balm from Mismetic, and just to give it an extra glow on her cheekbone. So that's basically what I use the Mismetic wet balm for.